All right, today we're diving into something that's totally changing the game for finance across an entire continent. And I'm not talking about the stuff you usually hear, speculation, NFTs. Nope, this is about crypto as an actual lifeline. So let's get right into it.
So let's just start with a really basic question, but one that's super important here. What are cryptocurrencies really for? I mean, what's the point? Because it turns out the answer to that question completely changes depending on where you live.
And this slide, wow, it just lays it all out, doesn't it? For a lot of us in the West, crypto is about investing, right? Or it's about this cool new tech, or maybe getting into NFTs. But in huge parts of Africa, it's none of that. It is a straight-up survival tool, a way to get by. And that single difference, well, it changes absolutely everything.
Okay, so let's get to the core of this whole thing. This isn't some trend. This huge wave of crypto adoption, it's being driven by one thing: pure, raw necessity. It's a lifeline, not a lottery ticket. It's a fix for very real, everyday problems.
To really wrap our heads around what's happening, we've got to talk about this key idea called functional adoption. Now, this is not about hodling or hoping a coin goes to the moon. No way. This is about using crypto for real, essential daily financial needs. Like a freelance developer in Lagos getting paid by a client in New York and getting that money instantly, not waiting a week for a bank transfer to clear. That's functional adoption.
In this chart, man, it just hammers the point home. Just look at these numbers. A whopping 60% of crypto use is for remittances. We're talking about sending money back home to your family. Then another 30% is being used as a hedge against inflation, just trying to protect your savings when your local currency is tanking. And speculation? Look at that. It's barely even a slice of the pie. It's just not the main story here.
Yeah, the story these numbers tell is crystal clear. This is all about necessity. It's not about greed.
Okay, so now let's talk about the sheer scale of this revolution, because the numbers are, well, they're staggering. And get this, it's a revolution happening right from your phone.
Think about this. By 2025, we're projected to see up to 150 million adult crypto users in Africa. That's somewhere between 8 and 12% of the entire adult population. I mean, the scale is it's massive.
And what about the money involved? We're looking at a projected $60 billion in transactions every single year by 2025. That is a gigantic amount of value moving completely outside the old-school banking system.
And here's maybe the biggest why behind it all. Using crypto for remittances can slash the fees by as much as 70%. Now, for millions of families, that's not just a nice little saving. That's the difference. It's food on the table, it's medicine for a parent, it's school fees for a child. It is life-changing.
So who are the people making this happen? Well, it's a whole new generation. We're talking young people, 18 to 35 years old. They're entrepreneurs, freelancers, shop owners. A lot of them are part of the informal economy. And for this group, their entire world, their business, their social life, their finances, it all happens right here, on a smartphone.
Now, as you can see from this chart, this revolution isn't happening everywhere at once. Nigeria is the undisputed leader, accounting for nearly a third of all transaction volume. Then you've got South Africa coming in strong, and a really dynamic group of countries like Kenya and Ghana right behind. These are the real hotspots.
But look, it would be a huge mistake to paint this as some kind of perfect, easy solution. It's not. To get the real picture, we have to talk about the risks. And trust me, the stakes are incredibly high. This is a double-edged sword.
Yeah, it's that classic double-edged sword. On one hand, you have incredible opportunity, financial inclusion, a hedge against inflation, cheaper remittances. But on the other side, you've got huge risks. Scams are everywhere, the volatility is insane, and the rules are, well, they're often unclear. It's a really delicate balancing act for people on the ground.
And the hurdles people have to overcome are massive. We're talking about legal frameworks that are vague at best or just don't exist. You have market swings so wild that they can literally wipe out your life savings overnight. There's a big digital divide between the cities and rural areas, and then you add low levels of financial literacy on top of it all. It gets really, really complex, fast. So, with all that complexity, opportunity, and risk all mixed together, where does this all go from here? What does the future actually hold? Let's look down the road a bit. Well, first off, the growth isn't slowing down. Projections show we could hit 200 million users and $80 billion in volume by 2026. But the real game changer to watch for is regulation. As governments start to create clearer rules of the road, the whole ecosystem could become way more stable and a lot safer for everyone. And on the tech side of things, there is some genuinely cool stuff on the horizon. First, you've got DeFi. decentralized finance, starting to merge with hugely popular mobile money systems like M-Pesa. I mean, imagine getting a loan or earning interest directly from someone else, no bank in the middle. Then there's the idea of local stablecoins, crypto tied to local African currencies, which could be a huge fix for that crazy volatility. And finally, using blockchain for digital identity could unlock financial services for millions of people who are completely shut out of the system right now.
When you boil it all down, it comes back to this one really powerful idea. Right now, today, Africa is the global epicenter for the functional adoption of crypto. It's the one place on Earth where this technology is making the most real, the most direct, and the most tangible difference in the day-to-day lives of millions.
And that leaves us with a pretty massive question to think about, doesn't it? Is this African model, the one born from pure, raw necessity, is this the true future of what blockchain technology is supposed to be for the entire world? The answer? Well, it's being written as we speak.